complaining and talking about like variant covers and how like, oh, it's so cheap in our streaming age, but I completely disagree. I think it is a much needed evil as part of the need for artists to make money and the devaluation of music as a whole in the streaming age. But there is a factual reason and a real history behind the need for a variant cover. So let's talk about briefly the history of variant covers. I tend to think of album covers as a blase, passe, second thought. You know, we don't even think about them being censored in the modern day, but even as recently as something as 2001's The Strokes' This Is It had issues with censorship, even though this was the original cover art for most people in American territories or Western territories are more familiar with this cover art because this was the variant version that was released in the United States. It's actually a fun problem that has dated back to 1966 with the Beatles' Yesterday and Today, which there's a fun story about the variant cover of Yesterday and Today. So originally, I'm adding this in post, but yeah, I found a replica copy of the Butcher cover art at my antique, censored because Butcher. Keep in mind, albums take time to release, you know, hype cycles, etc, etc. Well, by the time Yesterday and Today was hitting store shelves and merchants were complaining about the cover art, it was a little bit too late for them to recall it. So what they did was they pulled back all the copies and then just decided to print this giant sticker over it, which then, if you were smart enough or willing to fuck up your copy, could potentially reveal the original Butcher. And this is what I love about variant covers or just small tweaks and changes to cover art with physical releases. These album covers do a good job of denoting a special moment in time rather than just giving you the original cover art. It's something for both diehard fans and just collectors of art or just pieces in general to collect, with something like the House of Balloons or just the Weekend Trilogy re-releases, which had special edition artist variant covers. And I used the example earlier of Lana Del Rey's retail exclusive cover arts, something she's been doing throughout her career, not only giving fans a special colorway of the record itself, but a special cover art too, just to commemorate that early day one release. And that same person said that variant covers add nothing of value, but I'd argue that variant covers extend the story of an album. So here you have the variant cover of Norman fucking Rockwell, which with the title being of a classical American painter and a group of modern women friends, I don't know why I said it like that, girls just wearing Lululemon. There's a juxtaposition at play here. Take the special red sleeve for early promo copies of Deftones' White Pony. Changes can also be regional, like the unique tape colors on Kanye's Yeezus release, with Japanese copies receiving the special whitish pink tape. Also, not to mistake the denotion of special versions of records. If you have the original magazine CD rip of Frank Ocean's Blonde, you got this cover art. Record will be sold with a hype sticker affixed to the sleeve, not a part of the actual final artwork. Artists will shoot one cover and decide to use another, only to release the original as an anniversary.